Hi, I'm Ryan Singlingberry. I'm going to be enriching my blue tongue. Here he is in the setup. It's very bland at the moment because we had to move house and he was in an external setup with lovely grass and natural structures, so we had to do a quick DIY. So he often does this and is in this enclosure, which is not the best behaviour. He's clearly not happy in here. Other things is that he can't dig. It's just fake grass, which is a very normal behaviour for blue tongues to do. And he can't hunt either because there's gaps in this enclosure, so any crickets or live food can just get out. Okay. So we have a new tank for him, and that is what has the enrichment items in, and that's going to be substrate, which will allow him to dig, which is a lot more natural for him, and also live bait, which is going to be some crickets, and just leaf litter and debris, which is what blue tongues are designed to move through. Okay, and here is his new enclosure. So I just plop him in here. Here you are. So we have the substrate here, which you can dig through. Have some rocks for structures, just to differentiate his environment. And then we have a load of leaf litter, which he has to really think about to choose how he will terrain this environment, if he'll dig under it or climb over it. In between there's some thicker logs and stuff, which you'll have to think about too. There's also crickets in the mix. Yeah. And these will probably hang around in the leaf litter, and he'll have to work around this environment to try catch them. And hunting, which is very natural behaviour, which will be brought out. Yeah. With this new enrichment, there are some hazards, like the substrate could be ingested, especially while hunting for the crickets, and that could cause a blockage in the intestines, and that's one issue and one hazard. And for the leaf litter, there could be some insects or parasites that could be passed on to the lizard. So while I was collecting this, I scoured through every single piece to make sure that there was nothing on there. And for the substrate, just observing the lizard's behaviour over a couple weeks to make sure, and his stools, to make sure that they're not abnormal or his pattern is abnormal. So maintenance for this enrichment item would basically just be to clean out and swap over any leftover food. Just have some carrot, which is for the grasshoppers. Just replace any old food. That's just gonna go in the bin. And after so long, replace all of the substrate with a new batch, and that would be the same with the leaf litter. So the enrichment was definitely a success, as he is now exhibiting a lot more natural behavior like digging and hunting for food, and he's changing his locomotion depending on what surface he's on. So yeah. An improvement of his enrichment could be to add bark or wood chippings into his substrate to add to a more different texture while he's digging, which will be another thing that he'll have to think about when he's just exhibiting his natural behaviors.